22, senior guard. Abby Reeser, number 23, senior guard. Brian Adcock, number 21, senior forward. Christy Workier, number 10, senior guard. Noel Hartman, 4, junior guard. Trinity Hall, number 14, freshman, post. Shemaya Sims, number 30, post. Lauren Rye, number 32, junior, post. Sarah Landis, number 24, junior, post. Brianna Koff, number 40, sophomore guard. Casey Martin, number 34, freshman guard. Maddie Sullivan, number 50, freshman forward. Edie Shirley, number 44, freshman forward.
Hi, and welcome to the Daily Records High School Sports Insider. I'm sports writer Mike Plant, and alongside me is Andrew Vogel, my colleague. Andrew and I will be heading to the state tournament for girls basketball this weekend. Is the hot ticket. Andrew, we've got of the 16 teams left in the state playing girls basketball, 3 of them are from our coverage area, which is really pretty cool. Starting Thursday with a couple of ball games that we'll talk about. First, the Orrville Red Riders and their great Division III Player of the Year, Hannah Plyben. They'll tip things off for the area teams in the Division III semifinals Thursday at 3 o'clock at Bayou City Arena.
Yeah, Orrville is one of the only 3 of the 3 teams in our area. Orrville is the one team that was not there last year, and I asked Mark Alberts how much kind of a factor do you think that's going to be? Are your girls going to be nervous? And he said no. He said, we've played against big competition all year. He said, I'm more worried about us being able to match up with Anna. I don't think the moment's going to be too big for us. I don't think it will be, but it was interesting. When I went to West Holmes yesterday, I talked to Rochelle Morrison, and she said, you can play against big competition, but nothing prepares you for the state tournament. So I think that Orrville is going to have a few jitters maybe that West Holmes and Highland won't. That doesn't mean that they don't have an excellent chance at winning, but Anna, the other team, the team that they're playing, has been there twice. They won in 2011, and they were the runner-up last year. So I think that's going to be something to watch. How much does experience play a part?
Well, I think that probably is true at the beginning of a game, but I would think anybody that's there, it doesn't matter how many times you've been there. You step out on that floor under the bright lights with the biggest crowd you'll ever play in front of. That's always a factor. But in the end, I think that stuff kind of evens out. What I think is a little bit extra for Orrville this year, of course, Mark Albert Sr. in his 36th year?
38 years. This is his first ever appearance at the state tournament, which is a pretty cool story.
Yeah, it is cool. The oldest, he called himself the oldest rookie head coach at state, so it's good to see Coach Alberts finally get rewarded with that berth. He's come close a lot of times, and I would think as long as you have Hannah Plyben and some other players,
as long as
Maggie DeVault, Trinity Hall.
Yeah, as long as you've got Hannah Plyben, you're going to be in any game. The one matchup I think that will be interesting is Shemaya Sims matched up against Anna's 5'11" post Natalie Billing. She scored 21 points in the state championship game 2 years ago and 22 last year. She's going to be a handful. We'll see what Shemaya does, and also Bria Adcock will be kind of doubling on her as well.
Oh, well, the thing too is with Orrville, I know you've said before that they're not the tallest team, so they rely on quickness and hustle. The game I saw them, Abby Reeser, those they have these intangible type of skills that are really pretty good. And Maggie DeVault, all 5 foot nothing of her, really has had a super career and a great way to cap her senior season. Later on Thursday at 8 o'clock, we'll switch over to Division II. Andrew and I will be down there for the Orrville game, and we'll have a nice 4-hour break to write our stories, and then tip it off with West Holmes, who at 8 o'clock will be playing the second Division II semifinal against Dayton Chaminade Julienne.
West Holmes has pointed, this is what they've had their sights set on all year, was getting back to the state tournament. and they want to win it this year. And their schedule has prepared them. Really, I mean, they've played Highland, they played Orr, they beat Orrville twice, they beat Afrocentric, and so they're not. And because they've also been there, Lisa Patterson said the difference is that when they get on the floor tomorrow, that she said they're going to be confident. There's not going to be that feeling of anxiety. I really think that West Holmes is going to play well. They have all the ingredients: Morrison, Molnar, of course Snyder. I think that it's going to be they're going to play well. And the matchup that I really would like to see would be Hathaway Brown matched up against West Holmes in the state championship on Saturday. Hathaway Brown would be going for its 5th straight state title, and West Holmes would, of course, be going for its first since the 80s or 90s. I can't remember, but I think that would be.
Doesn't remember right now. He wasn't even born yet. I don't think when the great West Holmes teams of the 80s won
the mid 80s,
3 straight and 100 and some games in a row.
But that would be a great game to see. I think West Holmes already beat Hathaway Brown once in Shaker Heights in December, but this will be a different ball of wax.
Yeah, a little different there. And Hathaway Brown has to get through Clyde, who's undefeated and took over the number 1 spot from West Holmes in the Associated Press poll after the Knights lost their late season game to Highland. I think with all 3 teams, we're going to talk about Highland here in a second. All 3 teams, Andrew, we've seen. We added the 2 games to go from 20 to 22 games. Highland, adds a Worcester and doesn't shy away from anybody. West Holmes and Orrville both naturally in the OCC. It's a pretty good schedule.
It is.
It's a good basketball. It's a really good basketball league. But their out of conference schedule is so strong that we've seen these tournament runs. They haven't really been challenged that much either.
No, they haven't.
So Friday, after we get the Thursday games out of the way, the Division 4 kicks off. Highland will play in the first game Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock against Reedsville Eastern. And in the other semifinal there, Ottoville will play Fort Loramie. But Andrew, I know Highland has played really, obviously every team that gets to state's playing its best basketball, but they really seem to have put it together here late in the year and have been pretty impressive in the postseason.
They are, and their defense is what's carried them all year. It always does. They held Lake Ridge Academy, which had great players. Regional semifinal, they held them to 28 points. The other thing, Reedsville Eastern, that team sounds familiar. That's because Orrville drubbed it 81-48 at the Classic in the Country. Jenna Burdett is a great scorer for Reedsville Eastern, but she's really their number 1 threat. I would look for Highland to really match up on Burdett with Kendra Schleybaugh and Emily Yoder. And I really think that Highland has the most favorable semifinal matchup out of our 3 area teams.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that Regina Hosteller could qualify for our daily record athlete of the week again this week for the 3rd week in a row? I mean, that's how good Regina's been for Highland. Actually, when you look at, real quick to wrap up the girls basketball segment, I think all 3 teams, I think West Holmes is probably in the toughest overall, but I think they got the matchup they wanted in the semis. Mm-hmm. And, I really think Orrville has a chance to bring home the gold as well as Highland.
Yeah, I think it would not, and as we talked about, any team that's got Hannah Plyben on it has got a shot. I would not be surprised to see all 3 of our area teams make it to Saturday, which would be pretty cool. I don't know. You'd have to go back a long way to look at when the last time that happened.
Yeah, and then if all 3 of them could win, wow, that's something that is almost too much to believe, but it could happen.
Hi, I'm Emily, number 2, junior guard. Go Knights. Jordan Snow, number 3, senior guard. Maria Straits, number 4, senior guard. Hi, Peyton Scheller, number 10, junior guard. Go Knights. Really McCauley, freshman post.
Number 14, Natalie Abraham, senior post, state bound.
Hannah Clark, number 21, freshman guard. Go Knights. 22, senior post. Go Knights.
Lena Snyder, number 24, junior forward.
Michelle Morrison, number 31, senior guard. State Val. Alex Starr, number 32, sophomore post.
Justice Wright, number 33, senior guard.
Alex Brown, number 40, sophomore guard. Go Knights.
Marissa Shriver, number 44, freshman guard.